Well, they are officially here. The reviews for Captain America Brave New World have started to hit. So let's talk about where exactly the film seems to be heading. And of course, we're going to do the aggregate websites after this. But for right now, let's just look at the general consensus for the brand new MCU film. Okay, everybody, so it's time to get into the reviews. Now, as always, what I do is a sample size. I take 5 of the trades that are out there, and I don't name them because people always get angry at specific trades or go after specific reviewers, and they're like, well, this guy didn't like this film I like, but he liked this film. He's biased. I don't do that. And then I look at 5 other randomly selected reviews that have popped up, and I just look at what's being said across the board and sort of get into it here. So what I'm seeing is that a lot of people seem to be on the same page. This is a soft reboot of Captain America, and it brings us to something a lot more akin to the first Avenger and a hybrid of the Winter Soldier than anything else. And a lot of people also point out that this is a sequel to The Incredible Hulk. Like, it's doing multiple things during the runtime of its film and how it's setting up the future while also playing off of the past in the MCU. And across the board, I seem to be seeing that a lot of people are generally happy with the way everything looks and is presented, from the special effects and what they did with it. And there's also a lot of praise to character development and what they're going for here, which I think is great. You know, that's one thing that you need to get right when introducing new characters and a lot of new concepts. Now, at the same time, it's not all, rainbows and sunshine and everything. There are a couple of complaints that I've seen about the film's pacing and how the film is rapid fire, that people wish that there was a little bit more room to breathe during specific moments, and that a couple things seem a little out of place and janky. Now, obviously, I think we know, as people that have followed what's been going on with this film, that the film went through reshoots. And there was a substantial amount of side story cut in relation to the Serpent Society and reshot and reconfigured completely differently. And that they added more elements during the most recent reshoots. And I personally believe that that's what they're referencing. But again, a lot of these reviews are trying to avoid spoilers or directly comment on the exact thing that they're talking about. Instead, they're kind of working around it. The one thing I've seen is that there seems to be a lack of relationship development. And I think that's attributed largely to Sam and Joaquín, aka, Captain America and the new Falcon. Now, their story and relationship was built up in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but again, a lot of people didn't see that. So here, if you don't know that, you'd kind of feel like Falcon comes out of nowhere. A lot of the reviews also focus on the bigger picture in the MCU and what they're setting up and dropping Easter eggs and hints at what's to come. And I think that that's great. And I don't want to get into too much spoilery stuff because there is like one review I saw that gets a little bit too spoilery, so I avoided it. But from what I can tell, the third act is unexpected, I want to say. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because again, I stopped reading because I just quickly went to the paragraph and I read the first sentence and I glimpsed down and I saw something. I was like, nope, not reading past this. I'll just look at what letter grade they gave it. So I stopped there. But it seems like that something's going on in the third act, which is either going to make people really love it or hate it. But again, I'm not reading that far into it. I'll see this film for myself in a day. So, I'll report back on that with my review. Overall, it seems like that the consensus is that it's a good, maybe middle of the road MCU film, or middle of the road to good, and not exactly the worst thing, not the best thing. So again, I think a lot of parallels can be drawn to the first Avenger, because that film is exactly what it is. It's a all right to good film. So with that in mind, obviously there's going to be a lot more in this film. We're going to be covering box office more. We're going to be covering, the review, obviously, I'm going to be doing. I'll be going in depth on that. There's going to be tons of info that comes out, so stay tuned. We'll be talking about it, and, let me know. Has this excited you any more or less for the film with these initial first waves of reviews? Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.